What's up, guys? Here we are at Warehouse Gym in Al Quoz with Mark Ford, the strongman coach of Dubai, and want to give you guys a quick update on his lat tear from the last session. So let's show how it has spread almost along your tricep.
The bruising's tracked up. The past few days it's been focusing really on recovery, getting the inflammation down, and it's worked. Normally it would take 3 to 4 days for the blood to actually appear, but the blood has appeared and spread and there's no pain anymore. So we're going to sort of test today. It's 4 days after the tear, so
okay.
Yeah.
Mark's original plan was to go up to 320 kg, 704 pounds for up to 1 inch block.
Yeah, triples.
For triples, yeah. So that would have been a big session, but we got to dial things back. It would be a bit reckless to go that heavy so fresh after a tear, but it doesn't seem serious. I mean, he's already pulled about 100 kg with not too much discomfort, so this looks like a 3 to 4 week recovery period before he'd be like back on his Yeah. So for me, I'm doing RDLs with only about 160, 70 kg. Then I'm going to do some heavy seal rows. So this is like an accessory deadlift day, and also a deload week, because the last 2 weeks was heavy, and every 2 weeks in this deadlift program, I'm going to have 1 week as a deload week where I lighten the load, give my spine a break, and then next week is when I do another heavy AMRAP.
Yeah.
So PR outfit of the day, black PR shirt from day one. It's been out on PurLifestyle.com, and the PR military green camo shorts. If you haven't already, check out yourpersonalworkout.com, and let's get to it.
Let's do it.
I did some forearm training yesterday with Samir, Jonty, and Andrew, and it's going to be interesting to see how my grips look feeling today.
Feels alright.
Looks good.
Yeah, there's no tension.
Is it any worse than one plate?
No, it doesn't. I actually don't feel it now.
It's a good sign.
You just warm it up.
It was horrible. My lower back's on fire. Let's go. All right, wrapped up 3 sets of RDLs. It's just an accessory movement. Focusing on contracting my glutes, hamstrings, and keeping that back straight. Lower back's on fire. I mean, it's a very slow tempo on the way down. Beauty of accessory work is it's lightweight, but often long tempo, so it's a significant amount of time under tension. So this is only 3 something, but when you do 8 reps and you spend 5 seconds lowering it to the floor, that's what, 40 seconds, 40 to 50 seconds under tension, and it is effective. More so, I think, for anything in my lower back, and just keeping that mind-muscle connection when I'm pulling off the floor strong, and even at lockout especially, making sure glutes and hammies are contracted from start to finish. It's easier said than done with lightweight, but as it gets heavier, it's common for a form to break down because you end up wanting to just muscle it up, and you get hyped up from your boys or from that favorite song you're playing, and you just kind of yank it up. But that's why we're doing this, to reinforce good technique, being patient, pulling the slack out, contracting the glutes and hammies. Now, seal rows. All right, here we are on the incline bench, doing seal rows, chest supported rows basically. Dead stop from each rep. Again, working on retracting that scapula and packing down those lats toward the bottom. What I mean is pulling it back here and then depressing. Same move you do in the deadlifts. This is a direct accessory. So we'll work up to roughly the exact same way we did with RDLs. 2 reds and yellow for sets of about 3 sets of 8.
Next squeeze.
I didn't really feel like a deload. That felt very heavy. Holy moly.
Dig it. Awesome. Big squeeze, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, quick squeezes. Last set. Size your right arm out.
Yeah. There you go.
Let's go. Yeah, look where you.
Okay, guys, we just wrapped up a successful deadlift session. This is our deload day. I'm taking a deload week, but I'm assuming you're not taking a deload week as well.
It's a deload week for sure.
You know, and in the following week, hopefully Mark will be 100%. I said 3 to 4 weeks. He says by this weekend, so we can meet in the middle and say about 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll compromise.
Yeah, we'll meet in the middle. I just worked on RDLs, mind muscle connection, just really working on contracting my glutes and hamstrings because often when I go heavy in deadlifts, I don't. It's easy when it's light, but it's a bit harder when it's heavy because as I said earlier in the video, you want to get the weight up as quickly as possible, but that's not really the case when you're going for a max effort deadlift. You want to make sure your form is on point, nothing break down, and you don't yank the weight up. So being patient with the bar I was working on today, and also doing some seal rows, working on lat activation. It was a bit of an awkward setup, to be honest. That bench isn't ideal for it, but I couldn't think of anything better in the area. So we made do with what we had to work with. Mark, you said it's good to get some blood in the injured muscle.
Yeah.
And that speeds up recovery. I agree. Low weight, low volume.
Yeah, and just being sensible.
Exactly. And just as a friendly reminder, you know, if you're injured and your program says, do this, you feel like, and you know you can't, don't do it. Just speak with your coach, you know, or speak with someone who's dealt with injuries, a professional, whatever. And I'm sure they'll all tell you the same thing we're telling you. Be sensible, dial it back. And if you can, and I think it's always worthwhile to get an MRI done. Every time I've gotten an injury, I've always gotten an MRI, take it to a PT, he looks it over, and then he gives me a rehab program. I mean, I think that's the most straightforward way to go about any injury. Mark, believe it or not, was strength and conditioning, strength rehab coach.
Rehab when I was in the commandos. So I worked alongside Marines who've been injured and worked on the rehab. So I know a bit about what I'm doing. Let's say.
Exactly. So Mark's approach would be a little bit different than most of us. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you aren't already, MarkBoyd_WS on Instagram, and I'll be with Mark Boyd on YouTube. Be sure to check him out. He's also doing weekly uploads. tbreathworker.com and purelifestyle.com for merch and all that good stuff. See you guys in the next video.
Cheers.